For example 1, the directions say to evaluate the expressions when n is equal to 2. These are nice problems because we have n in every single one of these, and we know in this case that n is 2. Sometimes you don't know what the variable is, but this time we're told that it's going to be 2. Just like in a sports game like soccer or volleyball or football or really any sport that you can think of, you'll have substitutions from time to time. So just like players can be substituted on the court, you can think of the court as being the problem and then the player as being the variable. And we can switch these two out. The n can come out and the 2 can go in for the n. This is called substitution. So let's try that with part A here. We've got 13, and remember, when we write a number next to a variable with no indicated operation, we're talking about multiplication. I like to use parentheses when I substitute, and we've preserved that multiplication here by using the parentheses. It's also understood that when you write a number next to a number or a variable in a number with parentheses and no other sign in here, that we mean multiplication. So we can now do the order of operations, and this one's just a one operation, which is multiplication. So we'll take 13 times 2, and that'll make 26. For part B, we're going to do the substitution first, then we'll try to evaluate this. So for B, we've got 9 over n, so 9 over 2. This is perfectly acceptable for algebra. As a matter of fact, lots of times in algebra and higher level math, this is a better form of an answer. However, sometimes it's not. So if you're dealing with money, you probably wouldn't want to state that as 9 over 2. You'd want to state that as 4.5 or 4.5 or $4.50. So we could write also 4 1/2. Or we could even write 4.5 if we wanted to. So all of these are fine. Again, improper fractions are great for algebra in most cases. But not all cases you'll need to write that. So be comfortable changing between these forms. The improper fraction, the mixed number, and then also the decimal. Part C, we have n minus 1. So n is 2. And we've got to subtract 1. Notice how the n is just being replaced by 2, or substituted for, or switched out for. 2 minus 1 is 1. For part D, we have n plus 8. This value of n right here is just 2. So we have 2 plus 8, and if we perform that operation, we've got 10. When you're asked to evaluate an expression, you want to write your answer in simplest form. Yes, you can take the n out and put the 2 in, but we're going to want to perform those indicated operations using our order of operations to try to get one single value as an answer.